Markelle Fultz returned to the Orlando Magic's lineup in late November from an injury, and his leadership and savviness has already made a big difference for this young team. Now 24 years old and in his 6th NBA season, Fultz has several key strengths that I will highlight in this video. The biggest thing that he does at a high level, while not something that necessarily shows up in the box score, is make quality decisions when he gets into the paint. His vision, instincts, court awareness, and unselfishness as a playmaker are elite. I think these particular stats help emphasize just how good he is in this aspect of the game. So, Fultz has made 47 passes in the paint since returning on November 30th. 26 of those led directly to a shot, and 12 of those were made field goals. That's 46%. But even more significant is that in only one of those 47 times that he made a pass in the paint, a turnover ensued. That's around 2% of those chances. Among all point guards since November 30th who have dished out at least 40 passes from the paint, Fultz has the lowest pass turnover percentage, and only Domantas Sabonis and Jimmy Butler have lower pass turnover percentages in the paint among all players. Just to give you an idea of some who have high pass turnover percentages from the paint in this same time period, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is at 13%, Kevin Porter Jr. at 11%, Trae Young at 10%, and Russell Westbrook at 8%. That's all according to Second Spectrum tracking data. Another big element of getting into the paint is the drive and kick game, which is really the best way to assess playmaking these days in a high three-point shooting volume era. Prior to the Magic's recent 5-game homestand, they had recorded the 5th fewest kick-out shots in the league. During the homestand, they recorded the 6th most. Fultz specifically dished out 19 of those 97 kick-out shots, according to Second Spectrum, 10 of which were three-point attempts. The Magic made 6 of them during the homestand. Another thing that he does well is vault up in the mid-range on pull-ups with a defender draped around him. It's a shot with defensive pressure that he's become comfortable taking over the years. In fact, during the 2019-20 season when he played in 72 games, he was one of the best in the league at this. He just really has a nice touch from about 15 to 19 feet out. This year so far, he's 8 of 15 from 15 to 19 feet out, which is 53.3%. In that 2019-20 season, he shot nearly 49% from this range, which was one of the better marks in the league among guys who took a fair amount of them. Fultz this season is shooting 67% with a defender within 0 to 2 feet of him. So that emphasizes how efficient he is, even with a lot of defensive pressure around him. The Magic have played better offensively lately, largely because Fultz is great at pushing the pace and preventing opponents from getting their defense set. During the homestand, and I think this is significant, the Magic shot 67% from the field in transition on 42 shot attempts. During this time period, only 3 teams shot a better percentage in transition. Fultz played a huge part in this success, as highlighted in these clips. Obviously, Fultz's biggest weakness is his outside shooting, although he did have a game recently where he made all 3 of his shot attempts from three-point range, and he's 5 of 11 from beyond the arc on the season. But I think the key for him, and we see this with a guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander who's having a career year, is for Fultz to just mix in the three-point shot rather than it be a central part of his game. This will keep the defense on their toes, but it wouldn't be a glaring issue if he's having an off night with his perimeter shot. When Fultz has been on the court this season, granted it's a small sample size, the Magic are shooting 48.2% from the field and 37.6% from three-point range. As a team for the season, They're shooting 47% from the floor and 34.4% from beyond the arc. So clearly, Orlando is more efficient when Fultz is on the court. What's also stood out is Fultz's hustle. He's been diving on the floor for loose balls and coming up with deflections, which has helped the team play with more energy and spirit. Since November 30th, again when Fultz returned, he's tied with Mo Wagner for most deflections on the team with 17 of them, and he leads the team with 7 loose balls recovered. So that'll wrap up this video. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe. I will continue to do more player analysis features throughout the season.